Hello, hello, and welcome. I am doing a postponed Mindset Monday. As many of you probably know, Facebook had a major outbreak or blackout on Monday, kind of left everyone in the lurch. So it's Wednesday, but I did not want to miss this week. So I'm going to just wait a moment and see who joins live. This is kind of a unscheduled time, so I'm not sure who's going to join live. But if you do, please say hi. If you are watching the replay, put replay in the comments because I like to know who's following. I'm talking about nighttime snacking because man, this is one of the biggest things I hear about from women is the nighttime snacking. And I truly don't know a woman who has not struggled with it at some point in her life. And for a lot of women, it's most of their life. And I talk to a lot of women about their eating habits. It's what I do. So if we have not met or interacted yet in the group here, my name is Kim Lakosky. I'm a health and mindset coach. I host this group for you so that I can help you break free from those mental and emotional ties that you have to food so that you can fully step into your power and actually take steps forward and hit your goals. So I provide monthly free resources and classes and events. So if you are missing that because of the Facebook algorithm, I really encourage you to go to the top of the page and click off get notifications for the group. Otherwise, you're going to miss it because Facebook is just weird sometimes, right? So, okay, I'm going to dive into nighttime snacking, okay, because what I find is for the women who struggle with nighttime snacking is they think, and I want to know if applies to you or not, they think the answer is in having more willpower and control to be able to stay out of the kitchen once the kids go to sleep, right? Or once 9 o'clock hits, or 10 o'clock hits, or 7 o'clock hits. They think that they should be able to suddenly muster up enough discipline to win out over the call of the cereal and the crackers and the chips, right? And so, what I'm going to do today is share exactly why waiting till the end of the day to try and be good is too late. It's too late at that point. And I'm going to give you the top 3 causes of nighttime snacking, what they are when we're serious about being proactive to actually make a change. Okay, so I'm not just talking about causes, meaning like I need the chips. I mean like the root causes, because I don't do superficial, surface level answers. There's enough of that out there already. Okay, we're gonna dig in and actually I'm gonna give you some good information today that you'll be able to apply and use, okay? Because you want to transform your life, you need to take action, okay? It doesn't need to be huge action, it just needs to be something, some step forward, okay? So, first, tell me, I'm going to give you 3 scenarios. I want you to listen to these and I want you to put 1, 2, or 3 in the comments and let me know, okay, what hits home for you. So, first one, you wake up. Breakfast is a cup of coffee as you head to work, maybe a piece of toast or cereal bar if you're trying to eat light. You work through lunch. So it's a latte with skim milk and some carrots with hummus for lunch. You pick the kids up. At this point, you're feeling pretty hungry in your day. So you start snacking as you're making dinner, okay? And as soon as you really walk in the door, you're nibbling as you're making dinner, trying to kind of hold yourself off, but man, you're hungry because you haven't had much all day. You've been trying to be good. Dinner then is light. You still eat. You're not really hungry because of all the snacking, but you eat dinner because it's dinner, right? But you feel guilty about all the snacking that you just did all afternoon. And so by the time the kids are in bed, you're starving again. So you plow through leftovers and crackers and half a pack of cookies before you fall into bed, kicking yourself for giving in and swearing that tomorrow it's going to be better. Okay, so that's scenario number 1. Okay, here's scenario number 2. Let's say you're one of those women who you're at home all day long with the kids. Maybe you were homeschooling last year, maybe they're not school aged yet. You're trying to work, okay, either whether you have a job or you're just full on with the kids, and that is full-time work. From the moment you woke up, you're taking care of the kids, you're working at your job, squeezing in some laundry and dishes when you can around the edges. By the time your partner comes home, you're making dinner and you're catching up on other housework that you didn't have time for. And if you did have a few minutes in the day, you're calling to maybe check on your elderly parents to see how they're doing. You're having to walk the dog, right? You're taking care of everybody else, okay? And what you realize is, as you hit the couch in the evening with a remote in one hand and a bowl of ice cream in the other, you're saying, I deserve this ice cream. I have worked damn hard all day long at taking care of everybody else. And now this is me time. This is me time. That's what's going on in your head. Okay, so that's scenario number 2. If that hits home, put a 2 in the comments. If number 1 hit home, put a 1 in the comments. You can put all 1, 2, and 3 if all 3 of these hit home for you. Here's scenario number 3. Okay, actually, okay, here's scenario number 3. I was going to add on, but I don't want to go off too much on a tangent here. Let's say you're going through your day wishing for more. You might be bored at your job. You might not be bored, but you're certainly not fulfilled by it. You don't love it. Maybe your kids are getting older, so they don't need you as much. You've got some spare time on your hands. Your marriage is okay. Great. Not okay. Maybe you're not married and you are not loving the relationships in your life. Okay? There's nothing that gets you excited about your day. It's the same routine over and over and over again. And there's this constant nag deep down that life is just kind of mediocre, right? And if you let some of those feelings come up, you'd probably notice some loneliness, some sadness, anxiety, or maybe just simply not really being all that happy with yourself, with where you are. And the good thing is, you've got a way of keeping those feelings pushed down deep so you don't have to acknowledge them and feel them and let them come up. And that's your nightly ritual of seconds at dinner, followed by some mint chip ice cream and Chips Ahoy in front of Netflix till it's past normal bedtime. Because feeling better with sugar is so much easier than dealing with any of those emotions that you would rather just ignore. That's option number 3. Does that hit home? So, tell me 1, 2, or 3. What hits home for you? If you don't want to put it in the comments, you want to drop me a message, send me a message, a PM, and let me know. Okay? Tag me here saying sending you a PM so I don't miss it. I usually am on the lookout because I like to connect with everybody. But tag me here, sending you a PM, send me a message, and let me know. Okay? All of these situations, what they all have in common is that you're feeling out of control with nighttime snacking, but the nighttime snacking isn't actually about the food. Okay? And the solution isn't what happens just before you open the fridge to see what you can find. It's not about having more willpower or control or discipline or motivation. The solution is in what's happening earlier in your day that sets you up for food sabotage in the evening. Because again, I said this at the beginning and I'm going to say it again. If you're waiting till 9 p.m. to try and say no to the Oreos, you're too late. It's going to be almost impossible at that point. Because what most people don't realize is that they're getting set up to use food to feel better at the end of the day, or they're setting themselves up without even realizing it. And here's what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to explain what I mean by that because I want this to be really clear for you because this is super important if you want to get a hold of your nighttime snacking. Okay, I told you I was going to share exactly why waiting until the end of the day to try and be good is too late. And I put air quotes because it's not about being good. Okay, what we eat has nothing to do with whether we are good or bad. Food is just food. Okay, a little tangent here for you. If you are thinking about food as being good or bad, please start changing the way that you're thinking. Okay? A cupcake is a cupcake. It's not good or bad. A cucumber is a cucumber. It's not good or bad. It's how we're thinking about the food. And when we think about food as good or bad, we internalize that judgment on ourselves. We're good because we eat a cucumber. We're bad because we eat a cupcake. And it's completely not true. Okay? So, okay, off the tangent. Here we go again. Here are these top 3 causes for women who want to be proactive and start changing their relationship with food. I'm going to dive into that right now. The first one is physical. So if you put 1, okay, listen up. This is your biology, your physiology. This is the woman who tries to eat light all day and essentially isn't giving her body the nutrients it needs. Okay? If you're busy, you need nutrients for energy in your system. Okay? When our brain perceives a famine, which it does, as soon as we try skipping meals or thinking that the way to lose weight is to eat 1,200 calories and that's all you need, that is a famine to our brain. It doesn't know any better, okay? And it will drive us to eat. It's a protective mechanism. It's a survival skill that we are hardwired for. It's a good thing, except we're not actually in a famine, right? So if you're not nourishing your body with food earlier in your day, your brain's going to drive you to make up for those lost calories before the day is done, okay? And our brain is not going to drive us towards carrot sticks and an apple. Okay, it's going to drive us to the most nutrient-dense foods, those with sugar and fat. Okay? And by the time we get to nighttime, our willpower is low because willpower diminishes through the course of the day. That's why we don't deal with breakfast snack or morning snacking. It's the nighttime snacking because our willpower slowly goes down over the course of the day, and so we don't have it to help us resist temptation in the evening. Okay, we don't have anything left. Our tank is empty. Okay, so if this is describing you, I would encourage you, strongly recommend, look at taking in more nourishing foods earlier in your day so you're not hitting empty at the end of the day. Okay, second one. Ready? You with me? Okay, I'm going deep in this one for you guys because nighttime snacking, like I said, it's huge. It's a huge struggle. I hear about it from women all the time. And I want to give you the information, help you understand that it's not about just the snacking, it's about what's going on underneath. So here we go. Number 2 is about self-care. If you're the type of woman, and quite honestly, most of the women I talk to fall into this category in one way or another, who's taking care of everybody else before herself, then listen up. Haagen-Dazs is not self-care. That's putting yourself at the bottom of the priority list after everybody else. So you try and take care of everybody, right? The kids, your partner, the house, walk the dog, listen to your friends. Maybe you need to call and check on your elderly parents, right? You're taking care of everybody else up on the list. And so by the time you get around to taking care of yourself, all you have energy for is the pint of Haagen-Dazs in the freezer. Okay, and all that's not self-care. Right? That's hurting your health, right? Maybe making your waistband tighter, right? Maybe making your stomach upset, a little GI distress. That doesn't feel good, right? And you're reinforcing, listen to this, you're reinforcing the idea that everybody else in your life is more important than you by not putting yourself higher up on the priority list. And I'll tell you, the flight attendants, they had some really good advice. Put on your oxygen mask first. It was good advice. A little cliche, but it was solid. Okay? So food as self-care is just a cheap substitute. It's a surface level solution that doesn't even begin to give you what you truly deserve as a beautiful, gorgeous, worthy woman. You deserve so much better. So if this is you, if this is hitting home, I want you to start looking at ways that you can take care of yourself. It doesn't need to be huge. It can be buying yourself flowers, light some candles, make a really fun playlist of songs that you just love, right? Do something to nurture and care for yourself that you can use earlier in the day. Okay? All right, number 3. Ready? Number 3 is for the woman who is using nighttime snacking to avoid all those negative emotions coming up from the surface. I'm going to be there, right there with you, because this was me for a long time. So were the other ones, but this one was definitely me. Because trust me when I tell you, I know how much easier it is to just use food to numb out than to actually acknowledge what's going on underneath. But let me ask you something. I have a question. How's that working for you? Are you actually happier with the nighttime snacking, the out of control eating? Is it easier to feel uncomfortable in your body, feeling like you can't say no to food, like you never want to say no to food? Does that actually feel good? In the moment when you're eating the ice cream and the cookies, as soon as that sugar hits your mouth and your brain, it lights up the pleasure centers. So yeah, that feels good. But over the long haul, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no. Okay? Because the guilt and the frustration and maybe the anger at yourself, those other emotions, they're not helping. It's just piling on more negative emotions. Okay? So maybe it's just a matter of you don't know how to start to kind of peel back the layers a little bit without it all coming to the surface and feeling like it's going to pull you under. It's just I can't deal with all those emotions. Learning to how to feel your emotions, how to acknowledge them but not get swept away by them is a skill. It is something to be learned. Okay? The emotions are not going to ruin our life. They're there for a reason. And this is what we do in the coaching program that I run, and I work with the women, and we talk about like how do you learn to acknowledge those emotions and not get swept away by them, not let them just pull you under. Okay, it's absolutely possible. You just need to learn how. Okay, so you're not using the food to numb out every chance you get. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I'm going to wrap up in just a second, but I've got a little homework assignment for you. Okay? First of all, I want to say this. You get to make your choices in your life. Okay? You have a choice in how you think and how you feel and how you act. You may not know how because you haven't learned those steps, and that's okay. I want you can go and look in the guides section for this group. There's lots of guides there, lots of videos there that you can watch where I dive into how to do this. If you want more personalized support in doing that, please either drop me a message, let me know in the comments below, tell me more, okay? And we can chat and I can tell you some options for getting some more personalized support to really kind of propel your success forward, okay? But for right now, okay, if that's not what you're looking for, totally fine. I encourage you this week to find a little quiet time, like 5-10 minutes, okay, even if it's when you're just driving your car, okay, just turn off the radio or Sirius XM or whatever you listen to, okay, and do a little detective work. Bring some awareness to those nighttime eating habits, okay? Get curious without judgment. If you're one of the women that I work with, you know that phrase so well. I say it all the time. Get curious without judgment and see what you notice. If you want more personalized support, and you want to discover what freedom from food could really mean in your life, then I encourage you to set up a time to talk. Actually, I know I said just tell me more in the comments. I'm going to put a link to schedule a call, a personalized call where you and I can talk one-on-one and get a better understanding around what your situation is and what the next best steps would be for you. Okay? If not, then find that time. Go think about these 3 different root causes that I've gone through and ask yourself, what can you do today? Doesn't need to be big, just something. What can you do today to move yourself forward? What's an improvement for you that you can put into place? And if you do that, please, I would love to know. Drop in the comments, let me know, hey, I did this. Tell me what it was. Okay? So, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you for joining and watching, and I will see you in the group.